Hi everyone. So pumping today again. This is not really the behavior of the beginning of a rally. It's more the behavior of making a blow off top. And the reason for this statement that I'm making is the weekly time frames forecast, which have been running with 100% accuracy so far. So I got it wrong about the 10th of July day to be the top. I was right about saying that the 10th of July was a stronger date than the 9th of July. We had a very sharp, strong 9th of July. That is why I completely did not envisage this breakout on the 9th. But I did say that the 10th is looking as a very strong day. Now today is a weaker day than the 10th. I don't care what is happening here on the chart. Clearly it's following another cycle because the Astro for today is more bearish than yesterday. It's weaker. The Astro is weaker today than yesterday. So anyway, while we're trying to nail the top, which is not an easy task anyway, we're going to look at the things that we know that are giving us 100% accuracy so far, and we're going to look at those things that we are more sure of. And these are the weekly time frames forecast. So Mars in zodiac signs, which is in Virgo right now, the weekly time frames forecast was running with 100% accuracy so far, and this is forecasting now that 16th of July will be closing higher than the 9th of July. So let's have a look here. 16th of July. 16th of July is here. This is 16th of July. Will be closing higher than the 9th of July, which is perfectly possible because the 9th of July was not very high, right? So that is 100% accuracy so far of Mars in Virgo. Mars in Virgo is a very good quality weekly time frames forecast. It has been running with 100% accuracy this month, and in previous months it has achieved very high accuracy as well. So this is my first port of call. That 16th of July will be closing higher than 9th of July. No big deal, 9th of July is not very high. Now, moving on to some other serious cycles. So the most serious cycle that we have running right now is Neptune retrograde, because Neptune retrograde is Neptune is a very slow planet. So the slower the planet, the more influential it will be on the market, and therefore it will be the most accurate in forecasting the market. It forecasted that 11th of July will be closing higher than 4th of July. Right, 64% probability, and it achieved exactly that. And now the next forecast that it's making is that 18th of July has 64% probability of closing lower. So let's have a look at it on the chart. 18th of July. 18th of July will be closing lower than 11th of July. That is a very serious statement. Very serious statement. This is actually contradicting this fractal, and this fractal is saying that 18th of July will be making another top. Okay, we'll keep this in mind for now. It's only 64% probability. It's not 100% probability. But what is opening a question here is that between 11th and the 18th, there will be a vulnerability. Even if that is not correct, even if the 18th doesn't close lower than the 11th, this forecast is showing weakness in this week coming. Between the 11th of July and the 18th of July is exposing a weakness. So this is what we know. Look at that historically. If you look at this, historically there's been a lot of weakness. We're currently on 2017 cycle. That week has been red. Another cycle we're currently on is 2020. That week, so 4th of July plus 4 is 8. plus 11 is 19. So that for 2020 cycle is showing that we're going up from now. But it was actually wrong because 4 plus 4 is 8, and 8 was actually higher than the 4th. So it was wrong for that week. So that means it could be wrong for the following week as well. The next cycle we're on is 2021. It went up for 4 days. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Yes, it did. And then it's showing a lot down. So none of these actually make sense because we have new planets now. We have this new ingress of Uranus in Gemini, so the behavior is different than what the history is showing here. That is why we're taking an average from these cycles, and the average is that there is a weakness in this week, even if it doesn't close on lower, even if 18 doesn't close lower than the 11th, there is a weakness in this coming week in the form of a pump and dump, in the form of a blow off top. And we're going to look at one more cycle. And this is Mercury in Leo. So again, running with 100% accuracy. So all of these that I'm showing you, these are all running with 100% accuracy so far. Otherwise, I wouldn't trust them. The minute it gets invalidated on a weekly, after that, I don't trust it. I'm a lot more cautious. So Mercury entered Leo on 26th of June, and then week 1 after that it closed on a green, and then the next week after that it closed on a green. So you need to understand, those of you who are new to my system, that we're not looking at weekly in the sense of 1st to the 7th, 7th to the 14th. We're measuring the weeks from the day of the event. So the event was on 26th of June, plus 7th, 3rd of July, plus 7th, 10th of July. And again, it is exposing that the 17th of July, this cycle is claiming that the week has a probability of closing on red, 60%. Okay, so it is what we know is that they're exposing a weakness in this coming week that is going to be volatility in the sense of a pump and dump blow off top. Whether we really will close on a red, I don't know, because you can see this fractal as well has been running with a very high percentage of accuracy. If we count the accuracy of this fractal, is just insane. This is from the 30th of June. If we measure from the 30th of June, if we measure from before, it will be even more accurate. But let's measure from the 30th of June. So 1, 2, 3, 4, this was wrong here, 5, 6, 7, 8, this was wrong here, 9, 10. So 10 correct and 2 wrong, 12 in total. So let's see the percentage of that. So that would be 10 out of 12. Give me the correct form. 83% accuracy. This fractal is running right now. And I know on the surface it looks like I'm wrong very often, but that is because I'm trying to nail the date of the top. In fact, I have presented this fractal to subscribers from June, and this fractal is running with 83% accuracy. It's a very simple fact. This you can check on the forecast that I made. You will see that this fractal was given from the 30th of June, and also here in the videos as well. So we need to look at everything in proportion, because just because I'm bold and I'm using the information that I have to make a forecast now, last 3 days, so 11th of July contradicted me. I expected yesterday to be the top, and this one contradicted me. So last 3 days, on 2 occasions, I have been wrong in terms of daily. But this fractal at the moment is running with 83% accuracy. And for that reason, we need to still trust it. You know, we don't have a reason to begin mistrusting it. Let's see what happens tomorrow. If tomorrow heads down, if the 12th of July starts heading down, that means that this fractal is great, and we just carry on using it. And in that way, that also means that we should be cautious with those forecasts by the weekly time frame that the coming week will be closing on a red. We should be cautious about that. The percentages there was 60 and 64. So, but two of the cycles forecasted that. But what is easier to see and to trust is that they expose the weakness in the coming week. That it's not going to be, definitely it's not going to be all up in the coming week. And it looks like it's going to be a pump and dump and a blow off top. Simply from the behavior that we see here, these are not the sustainable candles that are building a rally. These are the candles that are heading for a top. Okay, so I hope this information helps that we reviewed now. We're expecting a vulnerability in the coming week. This is what we know. I wish I could say with certainty the coming week will be closing on a red. I cannot say that because we see that this fractal is actually heading up from the 14th of July. It's heading back up and it's making a top on the 18th of July. So I cannot say that this week will be closing lower. I cannot say 18th of July will be closing lower than the 11th of July, but I can say that all of them, all of those three cycles that we looked at, plus this fractal, all agree on the same thing, that we're going to experience pump and dump in the coming days. Bye for now.